offering mortgages for everyday heroes. Contact Michelle Hendershot at Homebridge Financial Services. Call 973-464-7119. That's 973-464-7119. Are you looking to purchase a home in Florida? For more information, contact Jenny Ramirez. Call Jenny Ramirez at La Rosa Realty. Jenny Ramirez has been finding homes for law enforcement officers for over 15 years. Call 321-946-8555 or visit jenny.larosarealty.com. Are you looking for the best dentist and dental care services near you? Discover the Silverstrom Group difference. Conveniently located in Livingston, New Jersey, the Silverstrom Group is the winner of the Best Dentist Award for 5 years in a row and voted New Jersey Top Dentists for 2018, providing exceptional and compassionate care. The Silverstrom Group. Call 973-992-3990. That's 973-992-3990. If you're a member of the law enforcement profession and are looking to establish long-lasting business relationships with businesses that are Blue-friendly, it's time to visit visitblue.com. Visitblue.com features some of the best doctors, lawyers, realtors, as well as other service providers, such as home improvement and financial services. If you are looking for reliable, trustworthy service providers, visit visitblue.com. That's www.visitblue.com. If you're looking for the widest variety of talk programming, entertainment, news, and information, you've found it. ddvradio.com features programs such as Uncle Floyd Radio, The Wiseguyz Show, and Blue World Uncensored. ddvradio.com, the official radio network of visitblue.com and thebluemagazine.com. Tri-State Health and Wellness. If you're searching for a doctor who truly cares about your health and well-being, contact Dr. Alex at Tri-State Health and Wellness. Dr. Alex specializes in treating law enforcement professionals and their families and features special hours to accommodate alternating work schedules. All necessary testing can be performed in their friendly and comfortable environment. Contact Tri-State Health and Wellness, located in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Call 201-791-7771. That's 201-791-7771. Dr. Alex at Tri-State Health and Wellness, a premier sponsor of the BlueMagazine.com and DDVRadio.com. Kale Orthopedic Center, high performance care for bodies in motion. Kale Orthopedic Center is proud to provide comprehensive orthopedic care for the men and women of law enforcement and their families. Contact Kale Orthopedic Center at 201-447-3880. Kale Orthopedic Center, high performance care for bodies in motion. If you're looking for a new vehicle or a certified used vehicle, look no further. Visit Wayne Ford, New Jersey's law enforcement preferred dealer, featuring the largest inventory of pre-owned certified vehicles. Wayne Ford is conveniently located on Route 46 in Wayne, New Jersey. Contact Wayne Ford today. Toll free 888-349-6857. That's 888-349-6857. The Blue Magazine, the nation's unfiltered and independent voice for law enforcement. The Blue Magazine's main objective is to strengthen the ties that bind us together as brothers and sisters in blue, featuring relative, helpful, and interesting articles while publishing the true and uncensored stories of the men and women in law enforcement who have taken the oath to protect and serve. Visit thebluemagazine.com. That's www.thebluemagazine.com. If you're a police officer, you know that visibility is a key safety issue. Now it's time for you to be the light in the darkness with the world's first patented rechargeable LED identifier, Body Beacon. Whether it be traffic enforcement or search and rescue, increased visibility is key to your safety. Inform your purchasing department about Body Beacon. Visit rescueleaders.com or call 862-221-9069. Homebridge Financial Services, offering mortgages for everyday heroes. Contact Michelle Hendershot at Homebridge Financial Services. Call 973-464-7119. That's 973-464-7119. Are you looking to purchase a home in Florida? For more information, contact Jenny Ramirez. Call Jenny Ramirez at La Rosa Realty. Jenny Ramirez has been finding homes for law enforcement officers for over 15 years. Call 321-946-8555 or visit jenny.larosarealty.com. DeRosaRealty.com. Are you looking for the best dentist and dental care services near you? Discover the Silverstrom Group difference. Conveniently located in Livingston, New Jersey, the Silverstrom Group is the winner of the Best Dentist Award for 5 years in a row and voted New Jersey Top Dentists for 2018, providing exceptional compassionate care. The Silverstrom Group. Call 973-992-3990. That's 973-992-3990. If you're a member of the law enforcement profession and are looking to establish long-lasting business relationships with businesses that are blue friendly, it's time to visit visitblue.com. Visitblue.com features some of the best doctors, lawyers, realtors, as well as other service providers such as home improvement and financial services. If you are looking for reliable, trustworthy service providers, visit visitblue.com. That's www.visitblue.com. If you're looking for the widest variety of talk programming, entertainment, news, and information, you've found it. DDVRadio.com features programs such as Uncle Floyd Radio, The Wiseguyz Show, and Blue World Uncensored. DDVRadio.com, the official radio network of VisitBlue.com and TheBlueMagazine.com. And now, back to the program. DDVRadio.com.
Let me lay for proof. I'm not that
opinions expressed by the host, callers, and guests are not those of DGVRadio.com, Envisage Productions LLC, its advertisers, sponsors, or employees.
All right, we're back here on the St. Patrick's Day special 20-year anniversary Sopranos Con. And let's look at the end of the table and see who our new guest star this evening. Sitting at the end of the table is none other than singing sensation Fernando Tenore. No, I had you going. What the fuck you talking about? No. Sitting at the end of the table is none other than Federico Castelluccio. That's right, Sopranos Con. That's right, Sopranos in the house tonight. And sitting next to Artie is our official godfather of the Wiseguyz. You're our official godfather. We announced it.
That.
Yes, you are our official godfather. Artie Pasquale's in the house tonight.
Hey.
Artie gave us a picture of himself getting killed on The Sopranos, and we have it hanging in the room. And also now I want to mention also in the room with us is Sopranos Con's in the house tonight. You want to mention your names real quick just to throw yours out?
Yeah, sure. The Joe Fama.
Joe Fama?
Dan Trader.
And the one without the mic?
Tom Hecky.
Tom Hecky, okay. Well, thank you all for coming. Obviously, this segment is all about The Sopranos, and I'm going to just start off first with the Sopranos Con, guys. Now, what was this something that you just came up with? Where did it all start?
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you how it all got started. You know, we're huge fans. I've been watching the show since its conception, straight through. Twice a year now after it's been off the air. Me and my wife, we spend pretty much every night watching an episode, and I've been training to do events. Last 10 years, I'm into signs, printing, event stuff, and I've always dreamt of doing something for the fans. Concept, I passed over to Dan. We started talking about it. He kind of had the same idea. Then we bring it to another partner, Michael, who's done events in the past. He's done some Meet the Sopranos dinners and such. And it kind of all just came together. Now with the 20th anniversary coming up, we wanted to do something that we can get a bunch of Maniac Sopranos fans in a room together to enjoy like a con experience, a true con experience. Nice. You know, doing events, stuff, gaming.
Uno, due, tre, asso! What do you think, Federico?
I think it's great, man. I think
Artie?
These guys, let me tell you, Dan and Joe, I met them before, and they are unbelievable. I mean, any kind of question you have about The Sopranos, any lines or anything, ask them and they'll be able to tell you.
We got some competition,
We got some competition.
Oh, we go to fucking war every time we see each other.
By the way, that's brilliant, man. Brilliant accent.
Thank you.
Accent. Let me,
20 years, though. Can you think? Is it
I
magic?
can't believe it. Just can't believe it. When they said it's the 20th anniversary, I'm like, what? It just crept up on us like this, you know. And but it's been great. I mean, fans have been wonderful with us.
You know, it's great. It's been rejuvenated. You have a lot of young people now that are like
That's true.
17. They weren't even born at the time, and they heard about it from probably their parents. and now they've developed this interest and an excited interest about it. So it's great how it's
a
come
whole new
around again to a whole new
that's
generation. Yeah, a whole
watching
new
it right now,
generation.
you know, and I get younger kids that are coming up to me and, hey, man, you're Furio, right? And I'm like, yeah, I used to be.
How often?
When I was on the set, that's when I was Furio.
No, but how often do you get that a day? You get a lot?
Quite a few times, yeah.
You find it more now, like than 2 years ago.
Well, yeah,
There's a
now
period. It's like another cycle.
Yeah, it's in the people's consciousness now
Last
because
month
you
they
know
showed
we're.
it every day. Remember last month was
Yeah, well that's
every
right.
day,
That's
like
right.
the whole week.
when
A
it was-
month, I think.
Yeah,
That's
it's the
true.
age of the
Yeah.
binge watching now.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's
Binge watching.
watching things the whole season through, so it's a whole new generation now.
Now, what your list of guests? Do you have any right now that you can mention?
Oh, sure. Dan, would you like to take the lead on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, the people that we already have signed on right now, besides Artie and Federico, we have David Proval, plays Richie April, Al Sapienza, Mikey Palmise. We got Jason Cerbone, played Jackie Jr. The most recent ones that we signed within the last day or two, Ray Abruzzo,
Nice.
Lil
He's great.
Carmine, and
Great actor.
Will Janowitz, who played Finn, signed on today also.
Oh, nice. Federico, so what do you think? You think they'll get the whole cast? I mean, as many as they can?
Well, yeah, I think it's going to be probably the biggest Sopranos experience that we've ever had. I mean, these guys are serious guys,
Yeah.
and also Michael Mata, who is putting this together with them, has done a bunch of Sopranos appearances. He's from Rhode Island, and you know,
nice guy.
yeah. So he's, you know, he really knows how to work this, and
I
you know,
think
get
the
to the talent. and stuff.
location is a brilliant, absolutely perfect
Everything worked
location.
out pretty much perfectly from the beginning so far. Everything has just worked out the way we wanted to. Everything's connected to the show.
Well, you let us know if you have a problem, all right?
Well, obviously, for those of you who
And
just
he ain't gonna do anything.
Let's get it. It's 9 months away, so it's in November, right? 9 months away. So you can
Well, we got plenty of time, traction. Yep.
We're
Now-
constantly building.
I want to ask you about your character.
Ask me, go ahead, ask me.
I'm going to ask you about your character.
I love this guy's voice. She's got that.
Did you go to the bathroom before? That's all I want
To
to
the
know.
bedroom.
What was challenging about playing Furio Junta? I know you're not nothing.
Nothing
like-
at all. No, I'm just
Nothing?
kidding. No.
I was gonna say,
it was-
you're
no,
really
it was-
him?
It was great, man. It was like, you know, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the first time I saw the first episode of Sopranos, I was completely blown away with the writing, the acting, the music. I mean, the whole storyline was just incredible. And at that point, I said, there has been nothing worthwhile watching up until that moment that I watched that first episode. And being that it was about New Jersey mob guys, and, you know, growing up in Patterson, as you know, right? Sal Pagliarulo.
21st Avenue.
21st Avenue. There were about 15 social clubs. They were all in business. They were all
The owner one of them.
right? And you know, they served cappuccino and espresso. And how were they all in business? Go figure, right?
Yeah, right.
So you kind of
Playing cards in the back. And
playing cards in the back, exactly,
And the
right?
machines.
Baccarat, people losing their jobs and their houses.
and their paychecks.
Anyway, no. So you know, we had this kind of thing to observe and assimilate, you know, as an actor, you know, and when that first audition came to me, I was so excited because it wasn't for Furio. It was for another role. It was for Johnny Sack, which I told my agent at the time, Bob Barry. I said, Bob, this is great. I've been calling you about this show. I said, I want to be on it, but this character is really not for me. I mean, I'm 30. I was 34 at the time. I said, this is more of a John Gotti type. He goes, well, we sent your picture in and they want to see you. So I auditioned for that role, got a call back, and then I didn't hear anything. Then when I saw who they got, and it was Vince Curatola. I said, this is who I imagine, somebody like that playing that role. And he was brilliant. He's a brilliant actor, right?
Yeah, very good.
Vince Curatola. About 8 months down the road is when I got called in for Furio. And that was incredibly, I mean, when I read the breakdown for Furio, it was like, okay, the requirements is you have to have an Italian accent, believable Italian accent, and you have to be able to speak Italian. Yeah. And knowing the show, they came from Avellino. And Naples is from Avellino. You're from Avellino, right?
Yeah, I'm from Avellino.
And you're from Avellino as well.
Oh, Paese Andretta.
Andretta, very good. So I said the accent is
there.
When I speak Italian, has to be from that region. And I was born in Naples. Of
course. Right.
So, it's right from that region. So it's a province of Naples, in fact.
I've been, not to interrupt, but I am interrupting.
You can
I've been
interrupt
around-
anybody.
no, I've
You're
been
the
around-
Godfather.
I've been around-
You're the Godfather.
I've been around his company. I've been around his company, and he played the role so well, and he was so persuasive that people didn't think he spoke English, right?
I would get that all the time, man.
They think that he speaks
Michael J. Fox
when he speaks like
told me once.
real. When he
that's
speaks
right.
English, and like we
That
all
was-
speak English,
yeah.
they say, "Oh, you speak English? Yeah, what do you think I am?"
Yeah, I see a movie. I don't know
No,
why.
wait a minute, Freddie. Hold on. Tell him the Michael,
Oh, yeah.
Michael J. Fox story.
We were in Los Angeles I think it was at Four Seasons. I think we were there for the Emmys, and the whole cast stays there. And I was just walking to the elevator, and I was out of the elevator was walking Michael J. Fox with somebody else, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Hey, what's going on, Michael? Man, nice to meet you." He's looking at me. He's like, "You're not even Italian?" Oh, man. I said, no, I am Italian, but, the accent's fake.
But I see a movie about Fury. Why don't they? You could be like your own movie star. I mean, your own like Liam. No, like Liam
I'm a
Nielsen
walking movie.
in the movie Taken. Because he disappeared from the movie after a while. He went back to Italy in the movie.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you could go back to Italy and do your thing out there and do a movie just about you. I mean, as Furio. Like Liam Nielsen.
Furio.
Like,
That's who she is.
You were a loved.
staring at
No,
his
wait a
woman the
minute.
whole
I'm
time.
saying this because you were a loved character. A lot of people loved you when you came on.
He disappeared.
Yeah,
He disappeared
you were
like
Tony
a-
Soprano's hitman. I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, it was great. I
He
mean,
disappeared like the Russians disappeared.
yeah, no, seriously. I mean, look.
Lincoln in the bat. A lot of people talk about.
Have you ever seen anybody with a bee on their hat since that scene and had to say that to somebody?
You got to be on your hat.
Is that the line that you get quoted the most from people?
Yeah, I get that a lot, and people always screw it up. We were just talking about that before. Hey, I love the line you do. He's like, you gotta fly on your head. I'm like, no, it's a bee on your hat. You gotta be on. Forget it.
But anyway, you were saying, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
You were going to say something before that.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. It's fine.
So Artie, any memories from the show that you really remember the most that you think about every now and then, like something that
Did you say memories or memories?
Memories.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
Memories.
I was thinking about the club.
any
the
specific,
Bada Bing.
anything
I remember
special?
doing this scene where I proudly got killed on the Sopranos. When I did that, I got the shit beat out. I can say shit, right?
Yeah.
No,
Wait, hold on.
No, you can't say
Did he say shit? Yeah, he said it.
You know, Silvio
You're the
strangles me,
Godfather.
and he's barrel
Man, is
chested,
there
and I
any
was
air
taller.
conditioning in
So he had like this garret, and he broke about 4 garrets around my neck. So I said, "Look, do it as tight as you can, and if it hurts, I'll tell you." And he did it tight enough, so I really did think I was being strangled by a stranger, and kind of pulled it off. It came out pretty good. Sometimes you get lucky because people actually called me up and said, "I love the way you drooped your eye." Like I'm home the night before in front of a mirror saying, "Okay, tomorrow I'm going to get strangled. Now how am I going to look?" Like that. I just got lucky,
Yeah.
And now this dog that they had, I don't know if you saw the scene, they put like catnip in my pocket to attract the dog, so the trainer releases the dog. Now I get the crap beat out of me, and I'm bouncing off the wall. And this girl's, I said, it got to the point where I said, "Will you get this fucking dog off me?" She says, "Don't yell at Iggy like that." I said, "Iggy, I'm getting the shit beat out of me." Iggy probably got paid more than I did. But it was great. But we were talking outside about, regardless of the acting, Gandolfini was just a wonderful pleasure to be around that guy and to have the experience of being with him and the rest of the cast. But everybody will tell you, I mean, actors usually come and go, you do your thing or whatever, but he was just a wonderful guy, terrific guy.
Did all your family? Was your family okay with you playing that role? Because I know Italian families are a little strange when it comes
I
to.
remember my parents, like when they first watched me on the show, they were just laughing because they couldn't see their son like beating somebody up and shooting somebody in the knee. It was just like ridiculous to them.
Was there anybody that you don't have to name, but was there anybody who disapproved of what you did?
No, but I was interviewed a bunch of times over the years, and they would have guests on that kind of or like anti-Italian
He's
defamation.
talking about, you're talking about family.
Well, I'm talking about family, but then
no.
I'm going to get into the
no.
next question is about Italian-American organizations.
no,
Did they bother you at all?
Usually, no, the family was...
Because you were the
all-
killer, you know what I mean? That was
Yeah, I mean, look, you have to be smart enough to understand that it's a film and we're actors. You know, it's a television series and we're actors.
Yeah.
You know, if the part I had to play was, you know, a shoemaker, I would like study, you know, what a shoemaker does, and you know, you have to kind of give yourself to the role. And I remember there was something in the one of those scenes with Furio where it's written where you have to like really punch a woman in the face, and you know,
Right.
it's like. I just couldn't get past that. I was like, man, I wonder if I should go over there and tell them, like, I can't do this. And I spoke to somebody about it. I forgot who it was. And they're like, if I were you, I wouldn't do that. But I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. It's the character that's doing this. You have to kind of, like,
tough.
You know, break all those walls of who you are and then just dive in head first with that character.
I get called to play a rapist all the time, so I know what you're talking about.
You do, right? I mean,
He always gets caught in these roles.
that's not what I heard, man.
What about you, Artie? Were you a fan of the show? Did you watch the show as a regular?
Yeah, you know, I was saying I always watched it by myself. I didn't need any of my friends or anybody because they have no idea as to what goes in. Even if it's a simple scene, they have no idea what it's all about, you know, what it entails. But I always watched it by myself, and it was...
Couldn't wait to watch the
No, you know,
episodes.
it's one of these things where people... Guys, you know, those typical guys, blue-collar guys, are going from the football game at Giant Stadium. Got to get home for 9 o'clock. And no matter what you did, you had to get home for 9 o'clock. I never heard of a show that attracted so many people to that degree, you know?
I was I remember watching that first episode. I was with a girlfriend at the time, and we watched it. And there was something about. I remember there was a scene where Tony was, you know, he was married, and then he was like, you know, fucking around with some other women or something like that. And I remember my girlfriend at the time was crying, and I was laughing. I was just, it wasn't because that this, you know, it was just the whole situation and everything. And she didn't get it. She didn't, you know, it was just one of those things where it was just like, you know, you have to realize that some people are not from that world, and they're not going to get it.
Right. Well, that's the problem with I see.
Exactly. That's why we're not together anymore.
No, but see, the problem I have with some Italian American communities is they try to like disband it completely and act like it doesn't even exist. And I understand their side of why they don't like it, and I understand that it's just like anything else, but it's part of the culture. It's regardless of whether you like it or not.
It's
You know,
good and bad in every culture, but you know,
you have to accept it in order to accept who you are. Because as Italians, if you follow Italians back into time, you know, how we originated, you know, you have to accept the way life was. You know, Romans conquered, were in charge of Italy. You know, Italians didn't exist in 20 A.D., you know.
Some people got upset
In 900 A.D., Italians didn't exist.
Some people got
They
upset
really
when,
did.
when a girl got beat up. You know, that some people got upset at that. And then some people were sensitive to when Vito was found to be...
Cocksucker?
No, a lot of people were upset over that, so... You know,
He's going to do. Listen, do you know this?
I saw
I'm lost for words now.
Federico, you know he's been noticed by Spike Lee because of his video that he just recently did over Ray Liotta.
No, the Ray Liotta recent one was a killer.
Can I hear that one?
I did a video as Danny Aiello. That was the one he shared. I did Danny Aiello.
Oh, that's right. He did Danny Aiello.
You do Ray Liotta?
Yeah, I do Ray Liotta. Don't you see the Chantix commercial, Federico? Stay away from Karen.
What? I'm
Karen.
The little bit of the Danny Aiello to show me.
I eat at Tony Lips. Excuse me.
Yeah, I got it.
I eat at Tony Lips restaurant every week. I saw you there at the Oscar show. You didn't leave a fucking tip, you cheap bastard.
You should have seen him.
That's good, man. That's good.
You got to see his videos though when you get a chance. You got to see.
No, but listen, you got to do a little more of the Ray Liotta. That's what he asked for.
No, that's all right.
I'm Ray, and I quit smoking with Chantix. You know why Jeannie's husband couldn't get out of the can? Because he didn't quit smoking Chantix with Chantix. I'm all over the place now.
his
Let me
video's
tell you, when I
outrageous.
did that video, I needed to take a break for like the rest of the day. I was so. I was worried people were gonna think I really did coke.
I actually laughed. I laughed my ass off, and she would tell you, like, I was watching it, and he just posted it, and I just started laughing, and he's just nuts, you know, and he's gonna make it because he's got stars, big
Christopher
stars.
Walken. He wants to hear Christopher Walken.
I mean, come on. My wife, she casted you, right? Georgine.
Good.
I'm curious to hear more about
Yeah,
these
yeah.
guys.
I want to know now.
What the whole day is going to entail.
You have members, the people that were in Sopranos that are going to be obviously at a table signing. What do you have outside that were vendors, anything like that?
Sure. So the experience is going to walk in kind of to like the Feast of St. Alzier's that they do. So Italian vending, kind of street fair kind of feel. We're going to try to have as many choice vendors as we can that pair well, the food, the atmosphere, everything like that. Then we're going to kind of transition to like almost like an art exhibit of different scenes of the show. I'm an artist myself, so I've been doing sketches. That's kind of how I met Dan. So we're going to try to get as many people to come in and donate their art, you know, do a shrine to Tony. And then we're gonna kind of take little things out of the show, like experiences, like gaming experiences. We're gonna redo some of the Holston's booths. They're gonna be there as a sponsor with their onion rings and stuff.
Oh,
like
nice.
that.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Something for the taste.
I'm gonna forget a bunch of stuff. Believe me.
No, as we go, you'll just.
And then from there, it's it's going to be really almost like just a snake of a kind of going into seeing all these different experiences throughout the show. Then we're going to be doing a red carpet VIP event
nice,
there.
nice.
The question and answers. We're going to do Q&A.
Is there a hotel? I mean, I haven't been there. I mean,
It's surrounded by hotels.
Oh, okay,
I think
all
we
right.
have 2 or 3 on the website right now that are going to give a good rate for the time there.
Great.
We're going to be doing some on-location tours.
Yeah, On Location Tours is doing some kind of abbreviated 2-hour thing that we're working on right now. So they're going to be running 1 or 2 each day.
Wow.
So I think you guys had mentioned there's a possibility of continuing this, right? And it maybe
would hope so.
doing like episode-themed kind of.
Correct. So like this will be the 20th anniversary. That's really what it's keyed around. We're going to really be broad spectrum on that. And then maybe next year we're going to kind of keynote off maybe a certain feel of the show. We're really trying to get our hands on getting over to the house where it was filmed.
Nice.
We're still working on that. But just, I mean, we can pick how many different phases of the show that we would love to do, or maybe an Italy-themed one year, and that whole part of the show, and keep on picking out all these
you got a lot of time, so I mean, I know you guys are hustling and trying to get it right. So I mean,
We're really trying
from
hard
day
to get it
one
right.
too. You know,
it's really a fan thing too. I mean, the fans are helping us. We really want to call out to the fans and say anybody who has any kind of interest in this and wants to be a part of it, it's for the fans, by the fans.
Fans have already been incredible.
Incredible, yeah.
Getting a good response?
Such a good response.
Great
I mean,
response.
People wanting to get involved, volunteering their time. Like our attorney has been volunteered his time gratis. We got the company that does all the wristband technology at the Olympics calling me up.
Oh, nice,
Being like,
nice.
I'm going to donate some technology. I want to be part of this. We're huge fans.
That's great.
So just having anyone who doesn't know Joe, he's Sopranos sketches on Instagram. I met him because I'm time immemorial, and it's just I have this fan base, and they
Who's
all.
the biggest fan out of all three of you?
I am. I'm not
See,
gonna
he
let him
said it. He
take
came right out.
Let him take it. You know.
Well, I watch it with my wife too, so it's like she's almost a bigger fan than I am, honestly.
Oh, really? Okay.
She brought me into it. The first episode I watched with her. I also wanted to say that we're going to be donating a huge part of all the proceeds to the Wounded Warrior Project.
Nice. Nice. That's great.
That's big for us.
That's Gandolfini's. That's Gandolfini's
and we're
charity.
also be reaching out to Jamie
that's
Lynn
great.
for her.
All right, just so you know, I have a good friend of mine. He's a professional comedian. He's a headliner. His name is Jeff Norris. I don't know if you ever heard of Jeff.
heard that name.
Jeff Norris does anything for Wounded Warrior. I know that for a fact, and so does Jim DeLacus. So you got two guys that
That's the one
they'll
part we
come
didn't
and
mention,
help
too.
you out and
That's amazing.
do like a little comedy for.
Well, yeah, we're going to have a lot of comedy there. Nikki's hopefully going to be.
These are guys that donate their time for anything with Wounded Warriors.
Maybe you guys can do a radio thing from there.
We'll figure figure it out. Yeah, we
Maybe you
bought.
guys
I'd
can-
love to.
We bought.
I mean,
we
there's
bought
so
the
much.
equipment. We got it. We got
So
it.
much that we can do. I mean, everything's not plotted and planned.
I got some good news that I don't know you've heard yet. I don't know if Frankie Valley Long is going to make it. He's trying to get
Oh,
here.
Frankie,
He's supposed to be here,
Yeah.
right. But I spoke to him on the phone last night. We had a long talk, and he was like, I think, a little worried about coming because he didn't want to make this at all about Green Book. He wants to do a live show at Tony Lip and make that whole show about Green Book.
Told me about that. That's great.
So I was
Yeah.
like, absolutely, whatever you want to do. Now, being that his father was into Sopranos and he was actually in an episode, I would figure we would have just incorporated him. We would have definitely given him a standing ovation for the Oscar because that's
amazing.
But we would have saved it for Tony Lip. But obviously, you guys, I'm letting you know about it. We're going to work something out and set something up at his restaurant.
great.
So I hope you guys can make that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's gonna
When
be
are you
great.
do that?
He brought it up to my attention. I want to thank Randy Diorio. I don't know if he's around. Randy made it happen, and we agreed to doing it. And we talked to our engineer, and we're set. We
Make
just got to set a
make
date.
sure you give us the dates where you guys are available. So we're gonna make it
You
around
probably
that.
put. We were at the Oscars there. It was a great night.
I saw you. It was at
I mean,
the,
they had the car there right outside, the actual car.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like really cool, this car being outside.
yeah, Randy told me that.
I was there.
Fantastic.
Now, here's a couple of facts about The Sopranos. I don't know if they're true or not. The Sopranos started as a movie pitch. Is that correct? Do you know that?
Correct.
I think so. Yeah. I know he was banging around for like 10 years. David Chase, that is, with the script, and he was going to networks and everything, and they just turned it down. He was kind of going around with it for a long time until he met Brad Great,
when he
and
finally-
HBO gave him the shot.
When he finally got it, though, he still was skeptical.
Nobody wanted to
He
do
still
this.
thought he wasn't going to take.
Nobody
Yeah,
wanted to
he
do a
didn't.
mob
He didn't
show
think it was
about
good.
Jersey mob. Everything was
Yeah,
New
they
York,
wanted
New
to-
York, New York, New
Yeah,
York.
they were like,
he grew
okay.
up in Jersey. He knew all about, his relatives were down in Newark in that area.
That was his.
And he knew some of these people.
Turned out to be the best thing.
And finally, I guess, HBO said, we'll give you this amount of money, and then he became a millionaire.
So we're going to shoot this in California, right? Los Angeles? It was like, no, New Jersey. Imagine that.
That's it. That's the best place.
Caldwell.
Yep.
You better not do that with the Many Saints of Newark. That would be fun.
Now, here's a fact. Sopranos shared 28 cast members with Goodfellas.
28, really?
28. It's that's the info that I found. 28.
Tony Darrow, there's Vinny Pastore was in it. He had a little...
The coat man.
Yeah, the coat man. Right, there you go.
He's even got the fingers.
The mailman and the
Now, Steve Van Zandt was David Chase's first pick to be Tony.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
But now, what I read was he made up, Steve Van Zandt made up his character. Is that, how did he go from
he was-
being Tony to making up his own character in the show?
I think he was inducting a musician in the
Hall of Fame. Yeah, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and it was televised, and David Chase was watching it, and he was doing some kind of character, and that made him think that maybe this guy can do Tony Soprano. But that was really early on. But he realized. I mean, even Stephen Van Zandt will tell you that he was like.
What was
he couldn't
amazing?
handle that.
What was also amazing was that the only person that you really knew that had a pretty good background in film was probably Lorraine Bracco. I mean, you saw Gandolfini in a few movies.
That's true.
Right? But she was the only real well-known actor. And Chase and those guys were so talented. They had no pretty faces like, typical pretty face Hollywood guys, leading men type. They were just guys that looked like they came off the street,
regular guys, yeah.
He was very
That's what made it.
creative about that. Yeah,
The
yeah,
best
yeah.
story was how Paulie Walnuts got picked up, interviewed. He actually they made up the name for his character after he went for one of the other parts.
Apparently he read for Uncle Junior. And
Right,
he
that's
just say these 3 lines. I forget what the 3 lines were. And then he went home and he said that, he said, you didn't get the job. David Chase called him. He said, you didn't get that one, but then he hangs up the phone and he calls him back and he says, you're going to be Paulie Walnuts. So he
These
created-
kids today.
Yeah,
That was
that's
the
it.
line.
These kids today.
These
That's right.
kids today.
I remember when they first had around Harrison High School, there were 15,000 people going there for an opening, open call. And there's this one girl who I knew the family. Her name was Denise Moreno. some people had headshots. Some of these guys were down there with peppers all around their neck, you know, and thinking that they're going to get casted.
Peppers around
She went down there. She had no picture, no nothing. She was this fat, roly-poly girl. And they take a picture of you and they say, okay, you go over there, you go over there, you go over there. She had nothing. Make a long story short, they called her up, and she became Johnny Sachs' wife. Never acted in her life.
She died recently, right?
Yeah, she never acted in her life. She just had the look. She didn't have a headshot or anything.
Just looked the part.
And she was.
Yeah, well, they said that Ginny Sack had to, you know, they had a description of her, and she was really supposed to be really heavy, and also she had to look a little bit like Liz Taylor, because you know, Johnny Sack mentions that, you know, she's like when she was young.
She was a dancer, and how beautiful she was, and everything.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know,
That's probably I think the best episode.
What was this thing? What was this thing about Gandolfini gave each actor $33,333 of his own money? What was that about?
That was what happened was.
Does that include you guys?
I wasn't there for that.
Yeah, no.
I missed that. That was. I did get a watch. I did get a watch though. I did get a watch. Yeah.
What happened was the only actor that really had a piece of the merchandising was Lorraine Bracco, because they fought her for that in the beginning, but that was like a deal breaker for her, and she got a little piece of it. And when you get a piece of merchandising, that's a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so towards the end, he was trying to get that in his deal for a while, and he wound getting it in his deal, and then shared some of the money with us. But there's no one that does that. I mean, that shows you the type of guy that James Gandolfini was.
Yeah. Well, I want to mention something about the show that is really a high honor. It was nominated for 112 Emmys in total, and it was the first cable. It was the first cable TV show to win an Emmy for Outstanding Drama Series.
Yep.
I mean, come on, let's go, guys, come on. That's. I mean, you're talking like something that like was a lot of people were like some people were actually against because of the mafia thing, and it still fought strong, and it was up there winning them awards, getting nominated. I mean, it's just it's an amazing.
Also, the Writers Guild nominated it as best written television series in history.
No.
Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's an outstanding.
Yeah, right.
Now with the whole cast, was everybody friends? Or did people not get along?
Oh, yeah.
Were there any that
It was really great, man. It was like
like
the
a
thing
club?
is that we,
family.
you know, I have to really tell you.
Too? Look how friends they are.
Yeah, no, I mean,
No, I'm
you know,
talking about. I know them, but I'm saying,
No,
was there
thing-
anybody on the set
It
that
was really, I have to be honest with you, my experience, my personal experience was that we all knew there was something special that was going on while we were filming, while we were doing this, because the reaction from the fans was unbelievable. And, you know, a lot of us, most of us, hadn't been a part of anything like that before. And so we really knew that there was something special, and we appreciated it and honored it. And while we were kind of working together, we would spend sometimes 14, 16 hours a day. And afterwards, we would just go out and have drinks or, you know, a bite to eat. I mean, usually you see somebody's face 16 hours, you want to go home and just forget about it.
Yeah.
You know, but it was a tight net.
It exploded. I mean, I remember the first premiere. They showed the first 2 episodes at the HBO studio, and then they needed someplace close by to have like an after party. It was at John's Pizzeria, and the only celebrity there was Bruce Springsteen because he knew, you know, Van Zandt. The next year, I think it was at, I don't know, the Alhambra Ballroom. Then I went to.
Yeah, right.
In the end, they rented Radio City. They showed them in Radio. They showed them in Radio City Music Hall, and then it was at the ice rink, the Rockefeller Center. They had so much money, they rented all the Rockefeller Center.
Kind of like what we feel right now. We made a step up.
I mean, the thing just got bigger and bigger and bigger. It was
What do
unbelievable.
you think of our new studio?
I like it. I think it's great, man.
A lot of fun, a lot of room, not have to be crunched in no more.
But it's kind of, it feels home for you, right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
feels like home because you're a fireman, right?
What are the chances we move down
Right.
and on the same side, same street, and in a
First thing I
firehouse?
said to him.
Right, yeah.
That's crazy.
The irony.
Yeah. But here's something. In the first season, in the
Yeah.
first season.
First season.
437 fuck words in the first
Oh,
season.
really?
What was that all about? Was that just the writer's idea, just to put it in there? Or?
Fuck knows.
Oh man, no,
It's a
but
word, it's a verb, it's an adjective, it can be used for
Nice, man.
But writing, I'll tell you, one thing about writing, you didn't, now maybe Gandolfini, maybe Federico, I don't know.
Memorabilia for our show.
Okay, but
yes, man.
Refuse
Can
the
we
gift.
smoke in the firehouse? No, I'm just kidding.
You can put it out though. We'll put it out.
with the writing, you couldn't deviate at all from my first episode. The first episode I did, I had one word was the line, one word. We're playing cards, and Gandolfini was there, and I think Tim Daly was in the scene or something. So the guy says to me, "What do you do?" Now my line was fold. I'm disgusted with the hand. I throw my cards and I say fold. So I said, I fold. You know, he said, act naturally. I wish I did. I said, I fold. And the scriptwriter comes over to me and says, Art, I think Buscemi might have directed that. Artie, not I fold.
Wasn't that your line in my film, too?
No. I know. I end up playing. I'm either getting strangled, I kill people,
or
I'm
folding.
playing cards. I said fold, and the scriptwriter come over and said, Artie, not I fold, just fold. Now, to all of us, what the hell's the difference, right?
Yeah.
I fold was a natural. But they, I tell people sometimes. I was talking to these young students somewhere along the line. I said, you got to treat that, whether it's 1 line, 10 lines, 15 lines, it's essential to the writer. That's how they wanted to do it, and you'd be proud of that way, and that's how it was. One word. It was just one word.
Whoever wrote that probably was a card player himself and knew that you don't say I fold.
No, I didn't say I fold. You know, it was like
but,
I
you know,
fold.
but still, you said I, right?
You guys,
just fold.
I know you guys seem like a little shy. You got any questions for these guys?
Just listen to him talk.
I went into,
This is like
I'm in
front row
Patterson at the
VIP.
chicken store. I'm in Patterson at the chicken store, and I go in. And my grandfather had a chicken store, and I used to go in. The toxic smell was horrible.
Don't
you
talk
know?
about chickens. We're going to get that guy. Where is he?
But the chickens were like, horrible toxic
Galliano,
smell.
Stay out of here. buddy.
So I walked in, and Van Patten was the director, a great director. I walked in, and I just naturally went like, like it was just naturally. Van Patten comes over to me, and he says, Artie, no. No. like I did it intentionally.
That's funny.
It just came out, with a smell.
Yeah.
Artie, no, keep it simple, he said.
Yeah, no, he was very, actually, Tim Van Patten was my first director on The Sopranos. He was in the room when I auditioned, and I recognized him from The White Shadow, and he was a stickler for that. I mean, I remember him, there was a scene that we were doing when Livy had passed away. And you remember that really kind of like, am I boring you?
No.
Hey man, forget about it. Listen, he could take you.
You
Take
can't
no.
believe you. I know you can't believe me.
You know what he's doing? He's studying your moves right now.
right.
You're next.
Yeah,
He's gonna
see everything.
Federico.
He's gonna impersonate you next.
If you went home with him and sat in his kitchen and talked till tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
he'd sit there yawning, but he'd be listening. Trust
Okay.
me.
He'd be on the next play back that early.
So listen, there was Edie Falco's character she was drunk. She was supposed to be drunk, and she kept doing something like this, and I noticed it too. She's like, like when she was talking, she was doing this. And after the first take, he went over to her, and I heard him say, the thing, it's not working. Okay. And that was it. She stopped doing that. But he was, as a director, you pick out all these little things.
Yeah.
You want it to be about the scene and about the words, not about little crazy things that are taking your attention away from what the scene is about.
I got a good one for you. The helicopter scene. It always bothers me as a fan. You guys are sitting there, you're looking at him and all that stuff, but you're taking a piss right next to a helicopter with propellers around you.
Right.
And I don't understand how you guys aren't just splashed with urine the whole time. Like, how are you guys peeing right next to the propeller and it's not doing
The
anything?
propeller was going this way, so it wasn't.
The wind is
casting-
blowing your jacket and your hair and everything.
It is.
Yeah, the straightest.
Yeah, you know what? It was.
I'm sorry. With the wind. Yeah.
Pissing
the only
into
thing I
I
ever
didn't know where
picked
the
out of the
fuck
whole
he went.
show.
I was like watching the next 3 episodes. I'm like,
We had to
where the
drink
fuck is
like
Fury?
four bottles of water before that scene. No, I'm just kidding. No, they had these things where they.
It wasn't. That's the only part that wasn't realistic.
Hey, do you every now and then when you're going somewhere where it sets the dress code, you just dress up like Furio? Do you ever do that just to
Man,
mess
let me
with
tell you.
people?
Nice leather. Do you still have the shirts?
Did you pick any of your own shirts?
They gave. Whoa, whoa, whoa! No, I do have
One at
some
a
of the
time.
shirts. I do have some of the shirts. I would never wear them as myself. When they gave them to me, I'm like, these are awesome shirts, but I would never wear these in a lifetime.
Even the one that I get killed in, make me, now, right? I get strangled. I guess in New York, they put it on Sotheby's or somebody bought it for $800. My sweatsuit.
Oh yeah.
$800. I was in the chicken store, the Patterson thing, and I got the black. Give me a black velour.
Were you in that scene where I trip and I fall? Can I tell you about
that's
that?
a great
Oh,
yeah.
You know, I parked the car over there. And
Paulie gets screwed out
well,
of
can I tell you?
$38,000.
I don't know what it was, but I think David Chase directing that episode, because he was on set that day. I think he was directing, but let me tell you. Every single time I did that, he was dying laughing. So I don't know. There was something. He wrote that in there for a reason, and there was something that really like made him crack up every single time I did that. And any time I did all my stunts in the film. I call it a film
Really?
because we actually shot on film. To me, it was like each episode was like a film, and the lighting, everything. It just felt like a film, a 1-hour film, and. So, yeah, forget it. I just lost my train of thought.
You fell. You fell.
So the fall has something to do. Well,
Yeah,
Where do you leave off?
my wife giggles when somebody falls, and breaks
Yeah.
their ass. So, I mean, it could be the fall or it could be a
Yeah.
reminder of the scene.
But he wrote that in there for a
But
reason.
I had that other blue velour top, right? It was a blue sweatsuit, and I had the white shoes. So me and Danny Grimoli were making collections at, I don't know, at the Starbucks or whatever. It's
over for the little
So
guy.
I'm not trying, I'm not
Jamba juice.
I'm not sounding prejudiced, but I'm walking to the little trailer there, and this black fella comes, man, where'd you get that, man? I said, what's the matter? I gotta have that, or whatever it was, with the white shoe. You get so, but I didn't keep that. But this guy followed me for a block to get to wanting to know where he got. They didn't have. I tell you, after a while, money was no object, right? They had you in
Yeah, of course.
suits and
Yeah.
ties, and and it wasn't like what's your size. The tailor would. Wow. The woman, the tailor, she was like.
Well,
I brought that up though, just so you know, because I remember you did a commercial for Brooklyn Banker, and you dressed up as Furio. At the door, you knocked on the door.
Well,
wasn't
he was
that
doing
Furio?
He did an
I
Applebee's
didn't dress up as
commercial.
Furio.
That looked just like Furio.
No, it was just a leather jacket. That was the leather
Well, when you were in
jacket
the-
that
Yeah, but you had your hair slicked back.
when you were in the gym, yeah, you did the
Yeah,
when you were
yeah, you're
promoing.
right.
in the gym. I mean, you knocked on the
You came
door,
back
and
as
you
Furio.
really didn't say anything. You
No,
didn't- he was just doing all the talking.
Yeah,
And,
because you can't. Yeah, that would be sort of an infringement on their character. So I couldn't
Yeah,
do that.
no, but
Just-
you-
so if I just show up,
yeah, but that was
Yeah.
Furio, right? That was an
yeah, it was
appearance.
kind of.
Give me $1,000.
You didn't go. You didn't approach it that way.
$1,000.
You didn't approach it that way when you originally did it.
Yeah, no, I did. That was the whole joke of the thing.
Yeah,
was,
yeah, that
about
was
this
great.
guy that was like, an MMA fighter.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's.
That was a great commercial. You should do more stuff like that. I don't know why you
You
never.
never saw the
Your list.
Applebee's commercial he did?
No, I didn't.
It's
Oh, yeah,
hysterical.
I directed that.
Oh, you
Well,
directed
that-
that with Danny?
Yeah, I wrote and directed.
This question is to both of you, Federico and then Artie. What was the greatest moment where you said, "Wow"? On the show, where you said, "Wow, this is magnificent." I mean, there's a lot of great moments, but what was the one moment that
Well,
you
for
could
me,
really say?
it was the first table read. It was like, you sit around the table and I'm looking across. I had a sort of an out of body experience that day. I'm not joking. I was sitting at the table and David Chase is right there, and now I know who he is because when I auditioned, I didn't even know who he was, And so, but I see Nancy Marchand and I see Johnny Ola. I'm looking around. I was a big fan of Gandolfini, because I'd seen him in all of these. I saw him in Black Box Theater, saw him in Streetcar Named Desire, True Romance, all these supporting character roles. And then he sat behind me one day at a play that I went to go see. A friend of mine was in a play, Angelica Torn. And I said to my buddy Tiagi, I go, Tiagi, see this guy behind me? He's a fucking phenomenal actor. And this was really early on. Who knew I was going to be working with this guy? You know, James Gandolfini.
Magnificent.
But that was the day that I kind of was above myself, looking down, and seeing everybody there, and I freaked out. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck am I doing here, man?
Well,
I was like, I couldn't believe it. And then I just heard everybody saying their names and their character names, and it came up to me, and I was like, Furio Giunta, Federico Castelluccio, Furio Giunta. And then they went on to and so I said, okay, once I did the voice and I was in it. And a couple of days later, I was going to be shooting my first scene, so I went to the trailer, and Edie Falco was sitting down. She was getting her hair and makeup done, and I was just walking into the trailer. I said hi to everybody. I said, hey, how's it going, Jim? Hey, how are you? And I sat down, and she's looking at me like this. I see her in the mirror. She's looking at me. She says, "What happened to the accent?" And the guy doing my hair was like, "It's called acting."
I had to agree with him. The first read through was like you're getting this oval, big ovals, and nobody's sitting in any. You can sit anywhere you want. There's no order as to where you sit. And Chase is there, and then you have a reader, and he sets the scene. And if you closed your eyes and listened to these guys, you could visualize it, and they just knocked. You would have Christopher talking, hey Tony, they're doing a whole thing, reading the whole thing. It was so impressive, and like he says, you go around the table, and I was like, who am I? Like Artie Pasquale, Bert Gervasi, and it goes, and all of a sudden you got Michael Imperioli here. But it was just wonderful, that experience. And when you went in to do this, everything was, you were on your honor not to say anything about it, and then everybody would look to the back to see if your name was there, right? That you didn't get killed. So I remember when it was next to the last episode, Gandolfini comes over to me and he taps me. He says, because he was privy, I guess, to the whole script. Not all of us were. He says, "Nice knowing you, Bert." So, and I hadn't looked inside it. This guy says, "Oh man, I must have gotten killed in here," and I did. But that's a great experience to see these actors interacting. You can just imagine what it was going to look like on the screen. It was really, really impressive. Oh, it was more than the actual shooting of the thing.
And I knew Michael Imperioli, actually. Michael and Vinny Pastore, we had worked together before. And Michael came up to me, he goes, "You in on this one?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, "Congratulations."
Nice. Well, save the date. Listen, Sopranos Con, November 23rd and 24th in 2019. The Meadowlands. Wait, hold on. Let me do this right, because when you're getting older.
History is being made.
Let me do this right. History. Save the date. Sopranos Con, November 23rd and 24th, 2019, at the Meadowlands Expo in Secaucus, New Jersey. Go to Sopranos Con on Facebook, Instagram. I believe you have one, and go to the Wiseguyz Facebook group page. Google it. You'll find the dates. Be there. It's going to be a great time. I'm so happy to have you guys back. You've been a great. I got to say. I don't know how to say the word right now. Inspiration to us because
guests.
What we do. As you know, we made a lot of changes in the show, and we're doing a lot of stuff, and we're really trying to. Just so you know where we're at right now. We're trying to do a lot of promotions for all Italian American festivals throughout the country. We're starting with the country because there's a lot. We're trying. If we could promote and keep the tradition of Italian American heritage in the people, because nowadays you see that kids are changing. The heritage festivals are getting smaller. People aren't doing enough, and we're just trying to keep it going. We're trying to promote music, Italian American music. We're trying to promote everything that has to do with our heritage. We're starting to see a demise in that, and I really do. Every time I go to a festival, I don't see like every year it just gets smaller and smaller. It's not, and people are dying, but there's other kids that should be following along in the path.
Got to start catering to the.
Although I have to say,
I'll tell you where I came up with this. Let me just say real quick. I was one of the last crew guys that used to hang on the corner. And when we hung on the corner in Newark, we hung out in front of a bakery, and we protected the neighborhood. And that disappeared. I was like one of the last generations of that. So we have to keep up the tradition. We have to stick it in their heads that Italian heritage has to continue. Italian American heritage has to continue.
Was the name of your guys, was it called,
Nicky Norkers?
Nicky Norcus?
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what you could say. We followed in their paths, but it changed. It died. It's over. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever's left is. The next generation didn't do any of that. It's
Or
changed.
you could have called it the Angeli Guardiani.
All they know now is chicken parmesan.
But that's our job here, is to try to promote as much Italian American as we can. All other stuff too. We do freestyle with freestyle artists and stuff. We try to promote everything and anything to get people out of the house, get people to continue in their tradition. Like we had a Boricua Pace, Anthony Quinones, who's hosting a Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York. We told him we'd help him out. You know, we don't have to be just Puerto Rican to do it, but if you want us to help you out to promote it for you, sure, we'll do it. But you know, we do try to do everybody and just get people out of the house, do stuff. You know.
Yeah.
What happened?
Have a gun.
All right. And blackout. Call the fire department. They're here. No, but that's what our motive is. That's what we're trying to really do. And we feel that if we keep pushing, we could be the Italian American media for the
Can't give
country.
up. That's the whole thing.
And when people come here, they know where to go. If there's a festival, we have a list of all Italian festivals throughout the country. Huge list. We're going to put it in order by date, and every time one pops up, we're going to mention it and try to get people to go there.
We are also going to be doing some live stream in different locations in the country.
Yeah, I mean, we
So you're going to travel to
Boston and Philadelphia. We're going to
That's
Big
nice.
cities.
big cities.
Chicago,
Canada,
right? Are we going to Chicago? Biagio, are we going to Chicago? Yeah. The wise guys are going to be.
How many listeners do you have?
We have, well, right now we have our show right now on YouTube. We had this problem with Facebook today.
Yeah,
but I would
everybody
say
had problems.
on the low end we get 10,000. On the high end we've reached 50,000.
Okay.
Okay, so we go in between. Like when we were at Lena's,
50,000
I believe
views.
that show reached like
Views, okay.
I believe that show reached like 20-something thousand viewers, views or viewers, but
okay.
our average is over 10,000. So I would say, like, if we were fine on Facebook today, we didn't have this problem, we would have hit, I think, like Lena's, 15,000. You know,
You got to get up to where these guys are. How many followers do you guys have?
This guy, yeah.
Dan?
Like somewhere around 200,000.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, so you got to get to that point.
We're on YouTube now. Well, we're on YouTube. We
Yes.
haven't been on YouTube. That's going to help a lot.
well, we keep pushing. We keep growing, we keep getting better, we keep doing the right thing, and we keep meeting better people that are going to help us reach that level. Right now, I have a friend of mine who can get us over the top. He works on a lot of TV sets, and he owns a casting company. And he wants to do something with our show, and we're not going to say anything about it until it gets done. But there's a possibility for a reality show of us in the future, at least a pilot to push it around.
Yeah.
I have the professionals that are going to eventually approach us, and we're going to just keep pushing. I think we've gained a lot over the last few years, and I see us getting better and better. And the ideas and the characters are great. You know, we had a leprechaun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have a Mini Kiss, and people say, you know, why Mini Kiss? What's that got to do with Italian? Well, the guy's Napolitan. What do you mean? He's Napolitan, Mini Kiss, Mini Peter. You know, so. We're just going to keep pushing, and we're going to keep promoting, and we're going to try to keep as much Italian.
I appreciate also, you know, when I shot my film, The Brooklyn Banker, where you guys promoted it and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really, it was great having the writer and the producers on the show as
It was
well.
an amazing show.
Yeah, we did the red carpet outside. It was
Yeah.
It was 115 degrees outside, but that was all right.
No, it was good.
We pulled it off.
Good.
It was a lot of fun, and you know.
You know, also, I mean, what kind of films are you working on? I mean,
You had an announcement to make.
Yeah,
I was
no,
gonna,
it was not really an announcement, but
Mike, you got an announcement? Yeah.
no, I don't have an announcement.
I heard you had a
just,
big
you know,
announcement. I was
Well, you're
driving
not going
by.
to share the more recent project that you're working on yet?
Well, there's. I think we spoke about Toy Gun last time, right? Toy Gun. That's still.
Which was
you
a
know,
great film with a.
Thanks. It's an independent film I
cast.
shot in Belgium, which is available probably on Netflix and iTunes and all that stuff, Amazon. But you know, there's a film that actually Marty and I are going to be doing called Bessa. It's based on a novel by Louis Romano. And I believe Chaz Palminteri is in it, Peter Green, and I think they have an offer out to Mira Sorvino, I'm pretty sure. Then there's this weekend actually. David Proval is coming into town, and we're doing something in Little Italy. So I wanted to. Is it all right to give out a number?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
that- yeah. If anybody's interested, they
David
can call.
Proval's number you're going to give out?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, guys, don't call him though.
The
No, yeah. Actually,
Text them.
hold on a second. Let me just.
It all started with Mean Streets. It's when
Yeah.
you got my attention. And everyone else.
out of my
Harvey
place, I know your
Keitel
face.
and De Niro. That's where all my interest in acting began. Mean Streets.
He might be the best actor I've ever worked with. And Federico had him in the movie, but you saw, obviously,
Absolutely.
your listeners out there should
He's
go
out.
check out The
You know what I
Brooklyn
mean?
Banker.
Welcome aboard.
But tremendous guy,
Well,
as well as a great actor.
the
He's a
important
wonderful
thing
guy.
is never let go of the theater, right? So you have to always go.
true.
It's like going to the gym, working out.
Well, that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why he's in town. Actually, he's coming in to do a reading of two one-act plays out of 4. That's going to be a total of 4 one-acts written by Jules Feiler, who's a very good friend of mine. I actually directed one of his stage readings. Directed a stage reading of one of his plays many years ago called The Big Time, and got a great response. He's a really fantastic writer. He's a published playwright, and when he sent me these 2 plays, I heard his voice. I heard David Proval's voice in this, so I sent it to him, and he loved it. So he's coming in to do this on Monday. So
Awesome.
That's why we're going to be down in Little Italy this weekend, and so if there's a who's playing the piano?
All right, Artie.
Artie is messing around. See that? That's an omen right there. We were just talking about that
That was the
song.
pilot.
So this is the number. It's 917-685-7846. And just text it for the information for this little get-together that we're doing in Little Italy.
One more
It's
time.
gonna-
917.
917-685-7846. So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be, but if you text
In Little
it,
Italy? It's going to be in Little Italy?
Yeah,
More
yeah.
details?
It's only 2 blocks.
Well, if you text it, they'll send you the details. All right.
Well, there's a few mentions I want to mention before we go.
A few mentions I want to mention.
a few mentions I want to mention.
I want to mention a few
Couple
mentions.
mentions.
Next time, don't mention it because I want to
Did I
mention it.
mention that he wanted to mention?
Check out the Silver and Gold Buying Center. They're moving to Cedar Grove. They are a big fan of the show. They are the highest buyers of gold, silver, platinum, diamonds, coins, jewelry, and collectibles. Established in 1980. Say 1980 when. Who was that? Bobby Ches fought.
What they do, donate jewelry
Tommy
to us?
Marola, 1980. Didn't he say that? Call them 973-748-4411. Ask for Frank. Also, let's thank Lena's Restaurant, the Lena's supplier of the food tonight. Some of the food. They're at 49 Main Street in Bloomingdale, New Jersey.
Thank you.
Please contact Sal or Lena. And you still got half price Wednesdays?
Yeah.
Or is it Fridays?
Yeah,
Half price
Fridays, both
Wednesdays.
days.
And listen, the Wiseguyz Show will be at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival on March 29th, 30th, and 31st. We will have a table there set up with microphones, doing interviews with a lot of the guests and vendors. This is a film festival that's held twice a year in New Jersey. Their goal is for the fans to see amazing horror films and also an opportunity to mingle with big names in horror. Horror fans can also participate in Q&A sessions, cosplay, and see amazing vendors. Go to Twitter at njhorror.com or Instagram njhorror.com or go on Facebook and New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival. It will be once again at the Showboat in Atlantic City. Look for the Wiseguyz table and check us out and come see us there.
Atlantic City, baby.
Also, the 10th annual, Gatehouse reunion, original Gatehouse, DJ Joey Batista. Check them out. They will be at Saturday at Hot Night. This is a Hot Night events promotion. Saturday, May 18, 2019. Go out and ask for Mary DeBellis and find out how you can get a discount on tickets. Also, Prelude to a Cure, Earth Grinders, rocking out lung cancer. Nikki the Voices is going to be heading the lineup and doing some comedy over there. Go to
You and Joey D'Onofrio. No. Who's gonna be? Who's gonna?
No. That's
Joseph
someone else.
D'Onofrio is going to be at the show May 18th at Broadway Comedy Club.
Yes. All right. Also, but go Rock Out Lung Cancer Friday, April 5th, 2019 at the Wilshire Grand Hotel, 350 Pleasant Valley Way in West Orange.
You didn't say, oh my God.
Also, check out the Wiseguyz Show reruns and most up-to-date current Wiseguyz shows now. Also on ItalianAmericanRadio.com. Italian American Radio, Johnny Anello, Johnny Mandolini. He's somebody you'll see in Little Italy a lot. His father was a big mandolini player, and Johnny carried into the
Mandolini
tradition.
player.
Johnny Mandolini. You know Johnny Anello?
Plays the mandolini or he plays the mandolin?
Oh, mandolin. Little mandolini.
Mandolin.
Yeah, I know the guy.
Yeah.
Also, Boricua Passe Radio. Go download the app for some awesome music and freestyle. Big Daddy Entertainment is a big part of him, and we got a lot to do in the future with him, especially a Hoboken Italian festival that we did last year. Biagio! You're right over there, Biagio.
He's in the corner.
Also, check out the Wiseguyz at Chow St. Louis. Chow St. Louis. We are live on Chow St. Louis. And, that's
Oh, wait, it's Chow St. Louis? I
Yeah,
thought you were
see,
saying
Federico.
Channel this whole time. Wrong.
No, channel. Federico, I just want you to know, we do our show on Facebook, and that's where we get our listeners, our viewers.
Right.
Between, like I said, 10 and 50,000 would be the highest that we had. And and we're also on DDV Radio, TuneIn, and then we syndicate on Italian American Radio. We send the shows over to them on different days. They have different scheduling. We are on Armed Forces Radio. We are on 920 WOND Apple. We are also, so we syndicate on a bunch of other networks that promote us a lot. So what we get there, I don't know. I mean, but we keep pushing for other
We
networks.
do on Facebook Live have audience that watch from all over the world. You know, Australia and
Canada.
Italy, Canada. You know, so
And here's our leprechaun of the day. Over here.
Book of Face.
Go right by your Artie there.
Hi there.
So how was your experience today?
Oh, it was great.
guys are great
It was
guys.
great. Everybody's gonna have a lot of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Lot
I
of
need
luck.
it.
Yeah, all right, now.
What happened to your brogue, man?
My what?
Your brogue, your accent when you came in a minute ago, you were talking.
I'm Luigi, and Napoli done.
Where's my pot of sauce?
So are we going to sign off until next year? The next we'll see you next year at the next Wiseguyz St. Patrick's Day special.
Yes, absolutely.
See that we have our own leprechaun.
Oh yeah, personalized leprechaun.
All right, you want to rub him for?
He's gonna have corner beef on Sunday.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for making this show a success. Obviously, Frankie Valiant-Longa couldn't make it tonight. He probably got held up. Randy did tell us he was held up at the restaurant.
Yeah.
But we are going to work something out and do a Green Book special
You should.
at his restaurant.
If you don't see any other film this year, you have to see Green Book. It's
Awesome
just a
movie.
phenomenal film.
Awesome movie.
Really.
I loved it. I saw it. I watched it because Artie.
Saw it 3 times.
Artie, you told me about it, and I watched it. I didn't know nothing about it. Excuse me. I really didn't know anything about it, and I loved the movie. I thought it was great, and I'm looking forward to doing a Green Book special. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Good.
But you guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in. Is there anything you want to add? I mean, I'll mention it again, but is there anything?
SopranosCon.com. Check us out.
November 23rd, 24th. Follow us on Instagram, Soprano Sketches, Time Immemorial, Facebook. Yeah, if anyone actually wants to be involved, I mean, we're pretty much this whole thing is 110% fan operated. So everyone who wants to get involved, just email us sopranoscon@gmail. Let us know.
Great. And I also want to do a special shout-out thank you to Dinopoli's Bakery, Nutley, New Jersey. for
Roma
the
di
pastries.
Napoli.
Roma di Napoli. They gave us the St. Joseph pastries and the St. Patty cookies. Thank you so much, Pasquale over there.
And Family Affair, wonderful soprano sandwiches. Whoever had that tonight.
Fucking amazing.
That is on Route 4 in Fair Lawn. Mateo
Over
helps
months
out.
ago with that Russian person.
Well, guys,
Thank you,
Sopranos Con.
Eduardo Tisi, thank you.
Furio Junta, I want to thank him for coming in. Federico Castelluccio.
Thank you,
Junta,
thank you.
And Artie, what was his character's name?
Butch Jervishy.
We want to thank Artie. He's our godfather, just so you know. He's
Absolutely.
official our
Made
godfather.
wait a minute. He's got to.
He takes
he's
up half
gotta-
a
We got to
fucking
get you
wall.
a ring now. We got to
gotta-
get you a ring. You got a ring?
He's got to accept.
Wait,
he's
you-
got to
you
accept
got a
this.
ring?
I didn't know. I just kiss your ring.
I was going
That's
to
all.
kiss the ring.
He's got to accept the. He's got to accept the vote.
Yeah,
Are you in?
Are you in?
We're in for what?
Our, being our godfather.
Of the Wise Guy show.
Let me think about it.
But listen, save the day. Seriously, Sopranos Con, November 23rd and 24th, 2019, at the Meadowlands Expo in Secaucus, New Jersey.
That's right.
I want to personally thank all you guys for coming in tonight, and thank you for helping us with the show and
you,
supporting
Freddie.
the show.
Thanks a lot.
These are all great guys. And Federico, we were talking with Mike. I mentioned him to be our godfather. He wanted you to be the consigliere because you got a little background in that.
Hey, why not?
Yes. Federico Castellucci, Artie Pasquale, Sopranos Con. We'll see you there on November 23rd and 24th at the Meadowlands Expo in Secaucus, New Jersey. On behalf of the Wise Guys, all of us here at our new studio, which is going to be named Nameless, and our Leprechaun, we want to wish everybody a happy and healthy, safe St. Patrick's Day festivity weekend, whatever you want to call it. Not drink too much of the beer. Stati calmo, non porta la macchina, cammina alla casa.
Uno, due, tre,
Tri-State Health and Wellness. If you're searching for a doctor who truly cares about your health and well-being, contact Dr. Alex at Tri-State Health and Wellness. Dr. Alex specializes in treating law enforcement professionals and their families and features special hours to accommodate alternating work schedules. All necessary testing can be performed in their friendly and comfortable environment. Contact Tri-State Health and Wellness, located in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Call 201-791-7771. That's 201-791-7771. Dr. Alex at Tri-State Health and Wellness, a premier sponsor of the BlueMagazine.com.